Okay guys, so now I'm going to show you what exactly is a nakshatra. And if you haven't watched my previous videos regarding degrees, what are degrees in astrology, this will be a little bit tougher, but I'll still try to explain it the best way I can. So you might want to watch that video too in my channel. Anyway, okay, so in this diagram, this is the moon, okay? I've drawn this moon. So imagine that this moon is currently in the zodiac sign of Gemini. See, here's Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer. And you see these two black lines, thick black lines. This is representing that 30-degree sector of the sky that has the Gemini constellation in there. This 30-degree of the sky has Cancer in there, and this 30-degree has Taurus in there. Okay, so because each zodiac sign is 30 degrees long. Okay, 30 degrees long. So you times that by 12 zodiac signs is 360 degrees, which is a complete circular view of the sky. Now, you see the zodiac sign. So imagine moon is moving through the sign of Gemini, okay, in 1.5 days. Now, and this is regarding any planet. This could be moon, sun, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, anything. So look, this is the sign of Gemini, the 30-degree sign. But look what's happening behind the sign. Behind the signs, because there's going to be all sorts of stars in this 30-degree sector, okay, that you can make 5, 6, 7, 8 type of drawings out of it, not just the symbol of Gemini. So in the sign of Gemini, I have divided these 3 sections. You see these 3 sections? So if you divide Gemini in 3 sections, like I said, the first 6.44 degrees of Gemini is this. The next 20.20 degrees of Gemini is this. Okay? And then from 20 to the rest of which is this is like a 10-degree portion, just this much, that is separated into a different section. Okay? So what nakshatra are? They're actually the constellation behind a zodiac sign. So like you see this. You see I made the dot, Mrikshire, and this is Aradhra, and this is Punyavarsu. So in the sign of Zodiac of Gemini, you have 3 different constellations, 3 different nakshatra. And look, Mrikshire is not just in the sign of Gemini, but it also is in the sign of Taurus. So from 23-degree Taurus all the way to 6.4 degrees of Gemini, you have the constellation of Mrikshire, which is a deer head in English. Okay, this is one constellation. This has its own personality and traits compared to Gemini. Okay, then after 6.40 degrees in the sign of Gemini, all the way to 20.21 degrees. Okay, you have the sign of Aradhra. Okay, Ardra, Aradhra. This is another sign and constellation which has its own meaning, which has its own traits. Okay? Then in the sign of Gemini, the last 10 degrees, from 20.21 all the way to Cancer's degree, it surpasses all the way into the Cancer degree of 3.20 degrees of the first 3 degrees of Cancer. You have the sign of Punyavarsu. Punyavarsu is another type of a detailed zodiac sign. So you see what's happening in one zodiac sign, you have 3 different signs. So this is why not every Gemini is the same. Not every Gemini will have the same personality traits. Now, here's another detailed part. Okay, let me zoom the camera in so you can see it clear. Okay, so now this is Gemini. I've zoomed the camera in so you can see this is Gemini. Now look what it says here. Pada, P-A-D-A, Pada. What are Padhas? Padhas are 4 levels, 4 different, it's like you're taking this constellation of Aradhra and you're dividing it into 4 parts again. So you have your one zodiac sign of Gemini. In that zodiac sign you have one of 3 constellation called Aradhra. Now that particular constellation will again be divided into 4 different sections called the Pada. Same thing happening here. If you go on Punyavarsu, this zodiac, which goes from Gemini and it overlaps into Cancer, This has 4 sections. So each nakshatra in each zodiac sign has 4 padas. So you see Rohini, this is the nakshatra of Rohini. In Taurus, this has 4 padas and is overlapping from Aries to Taurus. Okay, so now what happens in Vedic astrology is that this gives you a better insight into a person. So just because you're Gemini doesn't mean you're talkative or you're very lively person. You may not be. Why? Because what nakshatra you're in will determine that, plus which padha you were born in. So let's say if somebody was born in I would say 18.2 degrees Gemini. So when moon was pretty much at the 18.2 degree section of the Gemini, you were born. So in that 18.2 degree section, moon is probably going to be in the 3rd section, which is the pada 3, 3rd pada. Now usually what I found in these 4 padas, most nakshatra give better results in pada 1, and then it kind of decreases the quality in pada 2 and then pada 3 and then pada 4. Some nakshatra actually do a lot better. Like in Mrigashira, all the 4 nakshatras are good. They're beneficial. So this is how you look at a nakshatra. This is what nakshatra is. It's pretty much a sign behind the zodiac sign, and that particular sign is divided into 4 different levels. That's all it is. So I hope this helped. If you have any questions, leave a comment or let me know.